Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this live stream. Haven't done a live stream for ages, and this one is on the alchemy of 2026. It felt like a great way to start this new year. So, as you're arriving, please say hello in the chat, and perhaps just put what location you're at, where you are right now. I'm in Ocean Shores, which is just north of Byron Bay in New South Wales, Australia, and it's 8 a.m. here on the 8th. So I know for many of you, you're probably joining on the 7th. The 8th is pretty good. And interestingly, the reason I chose this date is because it's the 8th of the 1st, 2026. And we know, I'm sure you're aware, we're in a 1 year. And so the 8 plus 1 comes to 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's actually a 1 day for me and anyone else in Australia and New Zealand. And this is our first 1 day of this 1 year. And I thought, well, this is a great time to actually start. So, Esther, great to have you here from Norwich. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So, I'll just sort of wait a couple of minutes for people to jump on. But as you join, do please share where you're located. I better get the glasses on for that. From Sweden, Marianne, welcome. Great to have you here. Because it takes often a few minutes for people to join. From Italy, yay. Hey, Kathy, lovely to have you. Oh, it's so beautiful connecting in with all the energies. Dunedin, hello. Is that you, Robin? Oh, yes. Welcome. I don't know why I keep taking my glasses off. That's pointless, isn't it? Ardmore, Oklahoma. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Where are we? Lagos, Portugal. Yay, Maria. Beautiful to have you here. Hi from Ireland. Where have we got? Colorado. Hi, Jackie. Anita, hello. Ontario. Teresa, hello. Great to see you too. I get to see you in the flesh in Glastonbury. Yay. Dianca from Georgia in the US. Dianca. I caught myself. Great to have you. So welcome, everyone. I'm really excited to start the new year this way, doing this live with you rather than just pre-recording the way I normally do. Fortunately, yesterday I thought it was about 3:30. I thought I better just test my mic. I haven't used it for so long, and I remembered last time I did a live stream, it didn't work. And I thought it was something I'd done wrong, and I tested it, wasn't working. I went, "Oh, okay, quick in the car, half an hour up the road to the nearest sort of major town to get a new mic." So obviously the new mic is working, which I'm really grateful for. And maybe I'll do more live streams now. I've got this here. Okay, so let's get into today's topic, the alchemy of 2026. I chose this because alchemy is actually my word for the year. You know how you choose a word for the year, a word or a phrase, and a couple of months, but a couple of months ago, I feel like it's an alchemical year for me. And so interesting, as is always the way, I chose this word and it's all around me. I just feel like I'm coming across it everywhere right now. And so I do want to talk about alchemy and why I chose that word for me. And then perhaps we can do some sharing too about any, a word that you may have chosen for the year. So have a think about that if you haven't really put much energy into it. Great, Mike. Thank you. Greetings and Happy New Year from Crib Point, Southeastern Australia. Yay. And Angela, hello and welcome. So, part of the reason I chose alchemy is connected to, in some ways, my Egypt trip. As some of you may know, Chem, which is in the word alchemy, is the ancient Egypt. Oh, that was the name. The Egyptian name for Egypt was Chem. And after my journey there, I felt just such a strong connection. Alchemy is a word that I've used a lot. I used to have a membership called Biz Alchemy when I was teaching about business energy. And so it's always been there for me, but suddenly it took on a whole new meaning. And this was as I began to explore harmonic resonance more. And when no, let me rephrase that. I started to explore that phrase, harmonic resonance, and use that phrase. I'd always talked about it, but I was calling it divine union. And after learning that phrase from Patricia, who was leading our trip, I started to use it more. And as I meditated with harmonic resonance and this state of inner sacred union, I realized that this was a process of alchemy to move into that state because the denser energies that we hold must be transmuted. And so that's a part of the process, because to move into this state where our inner feminine and inner masculine, or yin and yang, are in harmony, there is a transmutation process that happens. And this is the shifting or the alchemizing of lead into gold. This is what it means. It's your internal state. And it's shifting those denser energies that are stopping us from moving into harmonic resonance, which is the 5D state that's talked about. This is the state required for the creation of this amazing new earth that we are talking about. And I think starting to recognize more and more that it's an internal state, because of course, once there's harmonic resonance within ourselves, well, then there's harmonic resonance between ourselves and the entire outer world. So then we live in a world of harmonic resonance. And this is why, people talk about timelines splitting and all of this. But what it actually is just that some have moved into this state and so are viewing the world from that state, and others are still on the journey to that. And so their world is still looking a little different. And so this is what it means. So it's always an internal job. So for me, I recognize that there are a couple of just sort of mundane things, but beliefs that I've carried over from my programming, my conditioning, society, that I really want to transmute this year. I've made a decision to, because I feel like they're stopping me, they're preventing me from maintaining this state of harmonic resonance. One's a relationship pattern that I've viewed. I'm not going to go into here, but I've been observing it particularly over the last 12 months. And so that's one thing that I really want to shift. But the other thing, which is also quite a vulnerable thing to say, although I feel we all probably have it, but is judgment. And I think we're programmed so much to judge, this is right, this is wrong. That's too much, that's too little, and that includes judgment of ourselves, it includes judgment of other people. And I really observe when I do this now, when I run this program, and then I'm so almost a bit like, why? Why am I doing that? Why am I separating myself from that person by judging that action that they're doing? And that, like, I so identify it, and I'm almost puzzled by it now, that program is so deep that I do it when all of my work and the way I truly, truly crave to live my life is in unity, is in oneness. And this is this state of harmonic resonance. And I truly believe that a lot of, more than 50% is in recognizing. When you can observe and observe yourself doing it, it's very easy. Well, it's not very easy. It's never very easy, is it? Maybe it is very easy. um, but it's almost like that really starts to shift the programming. Once you become the observer in the program, it does start to shift the programming. And then I think it happens earlier and earlier, and suddenly the program's not there anymore. And so this is something at, as I said, more mundane level, that is really important for me to alchemize this year, so that I can hold this state of harmonic resonance. This is the frequency of the rose. This is what the rose line is all about. The rose line beings, they've all been on earth to hold these codes of harmonic resonance to support us as we move through this shift. So for me, this is the alchemy of 2026. This is what it is all about for all of us. How do we transmute that lead so that we can hold this frequency of harmonic resonance? And I think astrologically, we're being supported in this. You can just feel the energy like this, and of course, we're leaving the year of the snake and moving in. We've still got another month to move into the fire horse, which is really forward moving energy. And so this month now is a time to maybe there still be a little bit of shedding, a bit of recognition here around around those lead energies that are still in your energy body. Okay, so having said that, let me get my glasses on ready. Oh, Esther's got the word leadership. Okay, peace. And showing up everywhere. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. Yeah, Angela, it really is separation. It really is separation. And of course, like everything, judgment, it starts here. You know, it's only happening out there because I'm judging myself. And so, as I said, it's always an inner journey. So, before we get into the meditation, so today, and just let you know what we're going to do. Um, what I'd love everyone to do, as some have started doing, not everyone, those of you who feel inspired to share, do you have a word or a phrase? Now, what's interesting, I was pondering this as I walked on the beach yesterday, is that it's actually not so much the word or phrase, it's the frequency of that word or phrase that you choose. It's almost like that's the frequency that I'm embodying this year, that I intend to embody this year. Because every word has a different frequency. And so, why we're drawn to one word is we're drawn to the frequency of that word and to holding that frequency. So, it's not just about the word itself, because when you hold that frequency, then you attract in everything else at that frequency. So, just another perspective on how to look at this. Okay, so what have we got here? Discovery. Ooh, love it. Adventure, Maria. There's going to be a bit of adventure for you this year, for sure. Alchemy and harmonic resonance really resonate deeply for you. And devotion. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Bianca, beautiful. Rebirth. Hey, Tess. Rebirth. Oh, I love that. And this is what we're actually doing going into a 1 year. I mean, we are rebirthing. But even in this conversation around new earth and becoming a new human, it is a rebirth because it is a remembering of that, because we've known that state. And so, yeah, that's such a beautiful word, Tess. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, yeah, really, really powerful. So, if you're watching the replay, just I mean, you're welcome to put your word or your phrase below in the comments. But just yeah, have a think about it. Just take a moment to have a think. You don't have to have a word or a phrase, and then perhaps it will come to you once we move into the fire horse energy more. But it's something to be aware of, and as Mike said and I was saying, you start to see it around you once you it's like you get the affirmation. In fact, a couple of days ago I joined a program for the year. It's the first time I've been in someone else's program for a long time, and I felt really drawn, and of course it's all about alchemy. And I was like, "Oh, of course that's where I'm meant to be this year." Mm. Okay, to go with the flow, the alchemy, the harmony. Yeah. Yeah. And these words are really, for me, a strong foundational words for this year. Yeah, it's going to be truly incredible, and I'm sure many of you are feeling it. And even if you're not fully into it yet, you would have a sense of it because, as I said, we're still in this shedding phase. So there may be some momentum happening, um, but be mindful not to be pushing either. Really creating with that, like allow. There may still be some shedding to do at this point, because I feel like once we shift into sort of later this month, next month, and we really move forward, and so much is moving forward, so many planets are moving forward, it's really going to shift the momentum. And so this is a beautiful time to get clear on that intention for the way, the frequency that you want to, or that you're choosing to live this year at. Mm, yeah. Even writing my book Alchemy has unintentionally shown up, like intertwined into the story. I've been drawn to it for a bit of time. Wow. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. So thank you for sharing those words. So let's get into the meditation. And in the meditation, I will bring you into the frequency of harmonic resonance with the assistance of the rose line. This is an if you've been to any of my meditations before, I tend to start them fairly similarly, too early in the morning for that word, to bring you into this harmonic resonance. And then we will tune in to the frequency of your word or phrase. And then there are 4 roseline beings who have come in that will be a part of this little exploration, this intention setting for the year. And I thought they may not come in until I was in the meditation, but when I was walking yesterday, the 4 of them came to me, and they're quite different, very, very different. And in fact, one of them I have not channeled before. And I was like, really? You want me to channel you for the first time on a live stream? Like, can't I do it in one of my little personal activations for someone first? So anyway, that's going to be new and exciting. So I won't share them with you now as they come through in the meditation. You can tune into their frequency. It's quite a different energy. They also told me or gave me a little indication of what they will be speaking about. And it's quite interesting in that it almost weaves a story. So I will finish. The 4th one is well known and well loved, who is coming in. So this is a little different for me in tuning into these other beings, because normally in the meditations I do and the what I do on YouTube, I'm tuning into the main 11 roseline oracles. And I'm sure many of you have watched my videos where I bring through the 11 oracles. And I did do one, a preparation for 2026 one in December, and the 11 came through. And for this year, I am giving voice to all 44 of them. 44 so far. There's some extras coming in. So anyway, but we'll stick with the 44 for now. And I've decided to actually share these with you. So I do have a program that I'm offering over the year to receive these 44 channelings. And those 44 channelings are designed to support you into embodying this state of harmonic resonance all the time. This is your new earth frequency, and that's what that's all about. The 4 coming in today are just going to be giving shorter messages. And it is specifically for 2026, although there are messages that, of course, you will carry over with you, because they are actually they're supporting you in 2026 because they're a foundation for the new earth frequency. So I'm excited to bring these other beings through here publicly. And then once you've listened to that, and if you think, oh wow, I want to have more of this, I want to be supported throughout this year by the Rose Line, then I will pop the link below for the Wisdom for the Rose Line. It's going to be a really amazing journey. Okay, so let's get into the meditation now. Let me see if there's anything else to share with you before I go into this state. I think we're good. Okay, so closing your eyes. And whatever that word or phrase is, or words that you have felt coming forward for you, just placing those in your heart, feeling them in your heart, and particularly feeling the frequency. And allow that frequency to move right through your being. How does it make you feel? And then take your focus down to your feet chakras, on the balls of your feet. Open them wide. And as you open them wide, you feel Mother Earth's energy rush up through into your body. And you take your energy down through your feet chakras and down into her. And you might see that as roots, taking those roots down deep into her heart. And those roots may spread out, and you might also like to take some of those roots to other places on the planet where you'd love to draw on the energy from to support you and hold you during this meditation. So feeling yourself anchored into her, receiving these beautiful frequencies from her. And then take a deep breath in. Feel your heart expand as you fill your lungs. And then release. And then take another deep breath in. And fill your whole body with the breath from your head to your toes. And when you breathe out through your feet chakras and send your breath down to the heart of Mother Earth. And she breathes in your breath. And when you're ready to breathe in again, she breathes out. And she sends up a silver spiral, and you breathe in that silver spiral, and it comes through your feet, through your being. It's spiraling around. It's activating the sacred feminine within you. And then you breathe that silver spiral out of your crown, and you send it to the cosmos. And the cosmos breathes in your outbreath. And when the cosmos breathes out and you breathe in, the cosmos is sending a golden spiral. It's spiraling down around the silver as you breathe it into your body, and this is activating the sacred masculine within you. And then you breathe out that golden spiral and you send it down to the heart of Mother Earth, the silver and the gold weaving around each other like the caduceus. And at the end of that out-breath, pause and be in the space of no breath. And in this space, the silver and the gold move into harmonic resonance. And this creates a rose gold spiral. It spirals between the silver and gold, and as you start to breathe in again, just your regular rhythm, this rose gold spiral is activated, the spiral of harmonic resonance, and it surrounds the silver and the gold. And it continues to expand out. And it surrounds your energy body. So you're within the rose gold spiral, the spiral of sacred union. And then that spiral becomes a rose gold flame around your energy body. And this flame is transmuting the lead, the denser stories, the beliefs, ancestral wounding, This rose gold flame is transmuting it. Anything that's ready to be transmuted for you right now in this moment. And it lightens your load. And then that rose gold flame becomes a rosebud. And that rosebud blossoms open around you. And you're sitting in the center of the most exquisite rose. The petals are spiraling out from you in a beautiful Fibonacci spiral. You're in the center. There are many petals in this rose. And each of those petals holds a different frequency. Each of those petals is connected to a different being of the rose line, because each of them hold a different frequency, but together they form the beautiful rose. The rose is the heart of the Divine Mother. So 4 of those petals will be activated today and will come and speak with us. But first, take your focus into your heart chakra. You have your own rose, your own frequency. See that rose in your heart blossom open, and it releases your frequency. This is your frequency connected to the rose line, your unique essence. Now imagine imprinted in that rose is your intention, your word, your phrase for the year. Imprinted in that beautiful rose, it's holding it, it's nurturing it, it's bringing that intention to its frequency. And you may even notice that your rose is a certain color. And it may be that that color rose is supporting you in holding that frequency. Feel the essence of your rose, the essence of that intention that you have placed there. Feel it just flow out of your heart and across the rose that you're sitting on. And it meets 4 of the petals. Now you may see these petals clustered together. You may see them in like a compass where we've got north, south, east, west. But just be aware your energy is flowing out and it's meeting 4 of these petals. And the 4 beings resonant with those petals, holding those codes, are now rising up out of the rose. And they are surrounding you. So there's one in the front of you, one at the back, and one either side. They're facing you. Their heart chakras are open. And they're sending the essence of the rose in their heart, their unique essence, and they're sending it into your rose, and they're infusing your intention. So I'll go through them now one by one and introduce them, and then bring through their message. So the first one is Aphrodite. So imagine the frequency, the energy of Aphrodite in front of you. So she's, wherever she was, she stepped forward in front of you. Her heart's very strongly connected with yours. My child of the rose, I bring you a great blessing from the waters. And perhaps a new way to view the water. The element represented in water is hydrogen. Hydrogen is what the sun is composed of. It is the light. Water holds the light. When you speak of shining your light, it is the water that holds that light. Think of all the water in your body. What is the light quotient of that water? This determines the state of harmonic resonance. This determines the light that others perceive in you. And this is one of the most powerful ways that you can be of service on this planet. There is one thing more than any other that determines the light quotient within the waters within your being. How much you love yourself. The way you speak to yourself, the way you nurture yourself, the way you honor yourself as a divine being. This is what increases your light. So the more you see yourself as the divine, truly see yourself, honor yourself, acknowledge yourself as this, the greater the light quotient within the waters of your being. When you look in the mirror and truly love the being who looks at you, when you treat your body with great love, when you put yourself first in the most loving way, your water is able to hold more light. And water passes through you, it does not stay. And so the water that passes through you then carries this light to the world. And this is what I mean by this is your greatest service. Who would think that to truly love yourself is the greatest service that you can give to humanity? Allow your intention to be infused with the waters of your heart. Feel love for this intention, for its presence in your life. And I will speak a code of light to anchor this in. Puis rendisi qui terrenita, hudidire searen puhearna, korea kite suhia conti, puiane tiene achane ki, tuha, tuha, tuhaya kani. So now Aphrodite's place is taken by the second being coming forward. And this being is the one I spoke of that I have not channeled before. And this is Rumi. So feel the presence of this 13th century Persian mystic in front of you, the light, the energy, a mystic of the rose line. You are a creative being, and this is what I come to speak to you about. Humans are here to create in all ways, and create without judgment. For your life here in human form is for experience. And the way you have experience is to create. When you allow creation in all its forms, without judgment, without expectation, your creation is pure. This does not mean it may not be beautiful, or it may be beautiful based on your societal standards, which incidentally mean nothing. It is a program. But it is not about the outcome. It is allowing the creative force to come up through you and be expressed. Create like a child. Before the programming of the school is put on a child's creation, they create wildly, without an intention of an outcome, without an expectation. This is what you are remembering how to do, regardless of how you choose to put form around your creative energy. Create like a child. No judgment. No stories. Creation can take many forms. It may be a meal. It may be in your work. It may be in your art, in your writing. All forms of expression are creativity. Play without judgment or expectation. This is where true beauty is found. And this is where your light quotient increases. Infuse that intention within your heart with creativity. And I will bring through a code of the light to hold it there. Windui graindo sayana lekoi, hupui kuyenio madaino kiakan, puahaliku ne sayani wakipte, apuyene kale kunduti puyani adunyan, apuyakani, ahuni omweni, eyando kuti. And so now Rumi's place is taken by Hildegard of Bingen. And She was a 12th century nun, woman of many talents. My Rose family. In your current parlance, I may be called a polymath. For indeed, it seems that I had many so-called accomplishments in my life. Many remember me for my music, others for my understanding and wisdom of herbs and plants, others for my writings, my teachings, many, many things. It could be said that I was a divine channel. I come here to remind you that so are you. We are all divine channels. And that creative energy comes through us because we are divine channels, because we are creators. What I chose to do so that I did not stifle or constrict my divine channel is I gave expression to whatever came through when it came through. So perhaps one day I was writing music, and the next day the plants from the garden called me out, and I spoke with them, recording their wisdom. And the next day I stepped into my leadership and confronted those church fathers, which happened often, staying true to myself, putting down my boundaries, showing them my thorns. Whatever came through my divine channel, I gave voice to. I did not compartmentalize. I did not say, hold on, I'm working right now. This stifling structure that your old system has had has stopped you from being a divine channel of that creative energy. This is shifting. You will start to see that shift this year. And for those of you who have not embodied this way of being, it will start to become more a part of who you are. It is going to become harder and harder for those of you who are still within the structure of the 5 days a week working. And it is not that it will not work. However, your divine channel is going to have to remain open so that you can find the space to give that expression. It will not be blocked up anymore. It must have expression when it comes through. I am sure you've experienced those times where inspiration has flowed and you've been in a place where you cannot write it down or record it or act on it. And then later you return to it and the spark has gone. The words have changed. This is and will be honored more. This is foundational in New Earth. But this year, 2026, is when it will truly start to play a part in your life. Be aware of it. Be aware of the divine channel. so that you can allow that creativity to have expression when it is there in its purest form. This is an act of self-love. This is an act of self-expression. This increases your light quotient within the waters of your being, and therefore the waters of all of Earth. Hold your intention within the divine channel, and I will bring through a code of the light for its activation. Harim proto sititiakandele pue, apikandele te kompo pogitalen kompote, kititum peteki ramone, ahanda kanta, pukiakene, aserano, apuirana ka. Hupatele bodaya, ahanele te stokumo dote anakadaya. And now Hildegard's place is taken by Mary Magdalene, who will complete. I almost said the circle of four. It is a circle. We connect them with an arc. Okay. So feeling the Magdalene in front of you and the heart connection. The other three, now you're aware of them. You may be aware of who's behind you and who is either side. Okay. Mary. My Rose family. The message I bring is in some ways a continuity from the solstice message I gave on joy. And it is a message that some may find challenging because of the programming of the world that you are exiting. This message is to hold life lightly, lightly. Hold your life lightly. And you may think, how can I do this? How can I do this? I have a mortgage to pay. I have children to look after. I have an intense job. How can I hold life lightly? My Rose brother and sisters have shared with you the keys to this. You are aware that life is transient. You are aware that this life is just one petal in a multi-petaled rose. You are aware that there are aspects of your soul currently in lifetimes on other star systems, other planets, perhaps also on Earth at this time as you are. You and the life you are living is not that important. And yet it is so important. It is everything. But it is everything if you hold this life lightly, if you follow the guidance that has been given here. This is what is important, not the things that you have been told through your society are important. they are a distraction. They create a heaviness in life, a chain around your ankle. How can you hold your life lightly? I spoke of joy in my solstice message. Joy assists this. Being able to transmute denser moments with joy. And you can go back to what the others have shared. Love yourself. Speak kindly and gently and lovingly to yourself. Accept yourself. Accept what your soul has chosen to experience, even though you may choose to label it as hard, as a challenge, as a tragedy. Your soul chose it. Love yourself for choosing that, for making that choice. And through that love and increasing the light within your waters, let yourself play. Be playfully creative. Follow the urges of your divine self in whatever you are being guided to create. Follow this. When you embody this state, you will hold life lightly. You will become the observer while also being the participant. You will feel, but you will not give away your power to it. Perhaps the feather that your heart is weighed against is how lightly you held your life. This is in your heart. This is the light of your heart. So go into your heart, go into your intention, infuse it with this message to hold your life lightly and receive these codes of the light into the waters of your heart, the waters of your rose. Hey, stundia ke apui, hinduizenia ke no lamua, ha hinyo pue so deanta, ha hinile puean, kohuian, aino ke ala destinio, so dua puteane kia canto, histunisiai, hutu, hioi yanata, lenoia de ku. So feeling the rose within the heart of the Magdalene, sending energy into your rose, supporting you in holding your life lightly, in skipping down the path of 2026, following the rose petals, being the full expression of your creative essence, without judgment, without doubt, with true freedom, and loving yourself for all that you are, all that you've created, and for simply being You, an expression of the great Creator, here to play on earth. This is the alchemy that 2026 holds for you. So when you are ready, let's once more tune into the frequency of your intention and feel it move right through your being. And then complete the meditation with a beautiful message of love to yourself. And when you're ready to come back into our space, slowly start to move your body. Come back into your beautiful human form. Open your eyes. And come back into our space. And as you come back, if you wish to share anything of your experience in the chat, if there was maybe a message that was most resonant for you, and please, on a practical note, if anyone is watching the replay or here live, if you enjoyed the video, a like, I would appreciate a like, and please share it with anyone you think might benefit. My pleasure, Natalie. Creative leadership. Yes, exactly. And what I will do, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh my gosh, I've got to say, I loved being in the energy of it. I'm just going to put in here, if anyone would like to just work all year with these beings in the wisdom from the rose line, I'll just pop that. I think I've spelled it correctly. The link there. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for co-creating this with me. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit to come back. I'm going to go and have a swim now in the ocean. Thank you, and send my water into the waters. I found that so beautiful when Aphrodite shared that with me yesterday while I was on the beach. So empowering about the waters and the light. So, what was I going to say? I'm not fully back in my body yet, but so I'll stop. I'll stop, I think. But thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you so much. And if you do decide, I know some of you here have already joined the Wisdom from the Rose line, 44 messages to guide you into New Earth. And we do have our first call next week. But go to the invitation page and you will find out all the details around that. I'm very excited to go on this journey with all the Rose line beings, especially after just feeling their energy then Like, whoa, this is going to be amazing. Just one a week. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being my world. And thank you, yes, I know what I was saying, for co creating this experience with me, creating the container so these beings can hold this frequency. This is why I love doing these live, because then we're co creating. So much love, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.